Hi Virgo, welcome to your November reading. How are you? I sincerely hope that you have been taking excellent care of yourself. With everything going on in the world, all over the world, it's more important now than ever that you prioritize self-care and nourishment and gentleness with yourself. And so I hope if you haven't been doing that lately, that it's just a gentle, kind reminder for you to be that person for yourself, to treat yourself with kindness and gentleness and reverence, and give yourself a break when you need one. So my name is Allie, and we are going to dive into the next 4 to 6 weeks, what you can maybe anticipate, what's up ahead for you, what energy spirit wants to work with you, through you. So I've already cleansed and meditated on this space, and during your meditation, I got a really interesting energy. Instead of them giving me a visual right off the bat, which is kind of the norm for me, I was audibly hearing cleanse, like it's time to cleanse yourself, your energy, your living space, your car, your divination tools like tarot decks and things. Like everything needs cleansed right now. But I was also given this energy of exhaustion. Like some of you might be really tired and you're like, Spirit, I would love nothing more than to deep clean and cleanse everything, but I barely have the energy to get up and do what I'm supposed to be doing for the day. So that's just gonna have to wait a minute. And I honor that. I honor you. I get that wholeheartedly. But that was the message that was coming through. It was a really strong need to prioritize really cleansing, decluttering, organizing, but spiritually cleansing your space as well. So what we're going to do is I feel really guided to use the Urban Crow Oracle to start, which was gifted to me for my birthday. That was just a few days ago, from my best friend, who is also a Virgo sun. And I'm a Scorpio sun, but yeah, I feel compelled to use this Urban Crow Oracle. So Spirit, we're looking for the overall energy of the next 4 to 6 weeks for Virgo. What you want them to know. What can they anticipate? What do you want Virgo to know, Spirit? Please and thank you. And if you can, go ahead and take a deep breath for me. Close your eyes if you feel called. Set the intention to receive the messages that you are meant to receive at this time. Time and space are irrelevant. So if you even want to ask your guides out loud for a specific sign to come through in this reading, I'd highly encourage that. So we had several cards come out here. At the bottom, we have resistance. Well, and curiosity was peeking out underneath there, so that's significant. We have resistance, number 40. And so we have displacement and mischief. Now look at this. Can you see this? We have 13 and 31. Mirroring numbers. So I feel like you could even be seeing that number mirrored to you, either on receipts, phone numbers, license plates, yeah, or if you use military time on your clock, which I used to live by when I was a nurse. So I'm still a nurse, but when I worked as a nurse. But that's also a mirroring energy. We have 26 insight, 47 survival. I feel very much that goes along with the resistance card. And then we have number 30. I don't think you can see it here. So let's move things around just a smidgen. Hopefully you can see all that okay. 30, mimicry. So we have a lot of threes. A lot of threes. 3, a 31 here, and a 13 here. What was at the bottom? Resistance, number 40. Okay. What I'm getting here for you is it feels like there's some pressure, like you may have been prey. I feel like what I'm about to say is going to sound strange, but we're going to go with it because that's what they're giving me. Like you may have been prey for someone or something, where someone was trying to either use your energy, abuse your energy, siphon skills, resources, materials from you, your insight, your wisdom. It feels like someone was trying to take from you. In some situations, it could be multiple people or like a company or a group. That there were people that you were very curious about. You were curious about them. You were curious about the role that they could maybe play in your lives. I feel like you were optimistic. You were kind of going with the flow to be more open to other people, and they really showed you quite swiftly you were displaced from that energy, and I feel like it was painful. So they showed their true colors, but in essence it was very painful for you, very hard. I feel you really questioning why did you even bring this person into my life, Spirit? Why was this even, why did this situation, like what did I need to learn from this? It's almost bewilderment, confusion, looking at the universe, like just asking why did that have to happen? Because I feel like you were kind of floating along, you were getting things done, you were doing things, you were making things happen. So it's a movement energy, and this derailed you. So this, whatever the situation of this falling out may have been, I feel like it took you out for like a week or more. But I feel like it really pulled the rug out from under you, kind of really tried to like snuff out your light, which I'm being told can't happen for you unless you yourself decided for that light to be snuffed out. People can try, but you are extremely resilient. You are not someone who has kind of a woe is me, lay down and die energy. Now, that's not to say that you don't have moments where you're really feeling like, what in the world? Woe is me. Why did this happen? That's normal. That's a normal human reaction. But what they're getting at is you don't stay there. You don't live there. When you get knocked down, you take the time that you need to recuperate, and then you get back at it again. So it's all, honestly, they're just really hanging out in this energy of bewilderment of why did this happen? Displacement. But it was brought about to bring you a rebirth. So there was some old attachment, some old hidden, even toxic energy that this person or people embodied, but it was covered up in almost a mischievous way. I don't even know how conscious these people are. Some of them were conscious. They're telling me this. Some of them were conscious. Maybe not everyone, because everyone's scenario is going to be different. But this spirit was literally taking out the garbage for you. So they wanted you to become a master of discernment. This was, for many of you, kind of a final, albeit painful, lesson in discerning energies of those who are interacting with you, who want to piggyback and create with you, or build something with you, or just collaborate in some way, or even just a friendship. I just heard a knock for confirmation. So this was Spirit's way of helping you see, because you've done so much work already. And this person who came in may have even been someone who had already been in your circle or your periphery in the past, and then you like left each other, and then they come back into your life. So it really feels like this asking, why, Spirit, why? And the person, like Spirit, is wanting to answer this question for you, that you passed the test. Sadly, because of your big heart, because of the fact that you actually care about other people. I feel like you were helping this person in some way. Your big heart was like, what the F? Why? And Spirit's letting you know that this was to help you become a master at discerning energies moving forward, because where you're going is nothing like where you've been. It is a timeline jump. It is elevation. You're being elevated from one world into another world that's going to look pretty foreign to you. This is a timeline that is foreign to you because it's something you haven't experienced yet. It is something you've been manifesting to get you out of survival mode, where you're really living, where you are in a new time zone, a new timeline. You're surpassed people of the past. Now, if someone is in your life right now and it's a really good relationship and it's solid and secure, that's not who's leaving. They're on the same timeline as you. But I feel like this has been an intense lesson, a master class, because you have been mastering the art of discerning energies, because you give so much. So you can't go into this elevated timeline where the entire realm you're in is brand new and shiny and abundant and fast-paced and exciting, without having mastered who may be an energy that could lead me into deception, where I could be taken advantage of or hurt much, much worse than whatever this scenario was. So this is really a message of Spirit saying you feel like you're in survival, and yet you've got all these dogwood flowers around you. I feel like dogwood flowers are about resurrection. And that's what's happening. This death, 13, this death, it was mirroring to you things from the past that are not for you, that are people, places, things that are not good for you anymore. So when you're fully ushered into your new timeline that you've been manifesting, you will have clear sight, clear discernment. And Spirit's telling me there are few things as important as that in a human experience, as having clear sight and clear discernment for people, places, and situations. You've mastered this art about yourself. I feel like you're very self-aware. I feel like you're someone who, if you make a mistake, and you realize you've made a mistake, you're very quick to try and apologize or correct that in whatever means necessary, simply because it's the right thing to do. Now, being that self-aware is an art, and it takes a lot of practice. So they're highlighting this again for me to let you know that what you went through was your master class in discerning energies. That's the why, and that they're answering for you. That's the why. Let's see. Let's see, Spirit. So they've answered this question about something that happened in your fairly recent past, I feel. Okay, so what is to come in the next 4 to 6 weeks, since Virgo has mastered this and transmuted it? What is to come? Thank you. Trickery. How fascinating. We have fall leaves here, so this feels like an imminent thing. And then we have exposed here at the bottom. Now, I don't want you to get too freaked out about this, because I feel like what's coming up for you is very big and bold and abundant. It is a brand new timeline. So Spirit, can you just help me clarify what you mean by trickery? I have an idea, but can you clarify what you mean by trickery? Thank you. Preparation. Okay. So I feel like there could be another situation on the horizon, because the start of the new year feels so significant to you. So these weeks leading up to the new year are a season of preparation. We have 50, which reduces to a 5, and 37, which reduces to a 10. So 5 to 10, we're growing. We're preparing to see energies for what they are. Spirit wants you to be so fully prepared that literally no one can pull the wool over your eyes. And whatever it is that you do for work, or how you show up in the world, the way that you make money, I'm hearing, it's very important that if you walk into a group of people you've never met before, and maybe their opinion of you holds some weight, that not only do you go in there with the utmost confidence, but you can't be fooled by any trickery, anybody pulling the wool over your eyes is that energy they keep giving me, that you can't be fooled by that anymore. They're preparing you. All of these situations that you have experienced, and this one that's coming up, I'm feeling, are to get you fully prepared for your new timeline, so that you can be in it. You are enjoying it. You're not worried about somebody tricking you, or something being too good to be true, or you getting, weaseled out of resources or a gig or something like that. They're fully preparing you for what's to come. Now, what I get with this preparation and trickery, and what I was kind of getting before I asked for the clarification card, is that I feel like there may be, over the next 4 to 6 weeks, another instance that comes up where you are going to be required to use your discernment. And now, I don't feel like this is any kind of tower moment. I don't even feel like it's going to be as big of a deal or as hurtful as whatever this was that you just went through. It feels like you're going to be able to spot this quote unquote test from a mile away. And Spirit's almost like giving you, when you're in school and you're supposed to take a test, and you come in and the teacher gives you this cheat sheet that has all the answers on it, and you're kind of like, why am I even filling this in if you're giving us all the answers? But again, you're getting all the answers, so you're not looking a gift horse in the mouth, kind of a thing. I feel like that phrase is important for somebody. It's that kind of energy where they're like, hey, you're going to have something come up. It's going to be very obvious to you that someone's either trying to make something sound too good to be true, or trick you into staying with a company or staying in a friendship, and you're going to see right through it. And they want you to know in that moment that you have mastered the art of discernment, and also you are prime and in place for this new timeline, for you to walk into this new timeline. It's almost like saying, hey, this is going to come up on your path in the next 4 to 6 weeks, and there's zero reason to freak out about it. You're not being punished, and nothing bad's going to happen, because you're going to see it. So don't feel like, I don't want you like looking behind every corner, every conversation, and being like, are they tricking me? Is this person tricking me? Don't live in that energy, because they're flat out telling me this is something you're just going to be going about your day. You're going to go to a meeting that you're called to, and you're going to be like, okay, that's what that is. And I think this is really a beautiful thing. Well, I'm like, this is really nice of you to do, Spirit, is what I'm saying to them in my head. And they're like, this is part of the growth. This is part of the assignment, that you're like, I see through this. You're that aware. You're that aware of what's going on around you now, which tells you you have mastered the art of discernment. That's all that this coming up is going to be. You don't need to be looking for it. You don't need to be worried about it. It is going to be so painfully obvious to you that you might, when it comes up, laugh to yourself. Like, this, here it is. This is it. But feel congratulatory towards yourself, because that also means you've done it. Spirit's telling me you've already done it. You've already done it. That will be your confirmation. Now, I don't, like, let me give you a scenario. So you're called to interview with a group of people for something that could be a really great gig for you. And like, let's say this is career, and it could be a really great gig for you. And you show up and you're listening and you're like, yeah, this, but what about this? Because I know how this works and that, like, you're going to see it immediately. And you could almost kind of giggle to yourself about it. And that is going to make them really effing mad. That's the point, for you to see that mirroring. You're going to see it instantly. I feel like some of you may have heavy Pluto aspects, or Pluto could be like like the 12th house is what I'm getting. Pluto in the 12th house, or maybe in the 8th house. It's this deep, you're able to really go to the depths of things. You can see people like a pool, like a clear pool, all the way to the bottom. And that can unnerve people, and you serve as a mirror to people. So just know that when that comes in, it is nothing more than to congratulate you, because you have done that work on discernment, of having a discerning spirit. I am going to take these down and grab another deck. Let's see. Where are you calling me here, Spirit? I'm actually, because we're talking about moving timelines, new beginnings, I feel kind of called to use this Gateway of Light activation oracle. So let's see, what do you have in store, or what activation do you want Virgo to have in these next 4 to 6 weeks, Spirit? How do you want them to be activated? What message do you want to bring through? They're reminding me to tell you, just remember that you are always guided. That is where you are. You wouldn't have been drawn to this video otherwise. That's where you are. You have surrendered into being guided by Spirit, by your spiritual team. And they just want you to trust in that a little more. If you're kind of like, man, I can't see 3 steps ahead of me, surrender, lean into that, surrender into that. Remind yourself that you walk by faith and not by sight, that you are always divinely guided. Thank you, Spirit. What activation or message do you want Virgo to have? Please and thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is so beautiful. Higher heart activation. Dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. Now, this makes so much sense to what we've been talking about, because part of the bonus, the beauty rather, part of the beauty of being a master of discernment is that you get to fully open up your heart. Drop shields, like it said, where before you may have been, if someone really, really activated you in a bad way, triggered you, treated you badly, you may have been a person who was quite wrathful. Like you don't want to encounter this person's wrath. You are someone that people want to be on the good side of, or at least historically, you know. And so what this is doing, what Spirit's activating in you, is this clear pathway of literally opening up your heart to other people, because now you can see energy so clearly. You can see so clearly that no one who has ill intentions or would not be a good steward of your love and your good, kind heart, they can't even get in contact with you anymore. They can't reach you. Does that make sense? Like, Spirit's showing me, if you can see from a higher perspective, everything that's going on has been Spirit leading you, guiding you, mentoring you, showing you how to live in this aligned energy, this open energy where you can have more loving relationships with people who are going to genuinely offer their love back to you, where it's not giving and people taking from you, and you feeling just depleted and irritated and exhausted, where you feel wrathful at how badly people have treated you when you treated them with kindness. Like, that is an energy of the past, because you've learned. Spirit has helped you grow. And that is just an amazing, miraculous thing. We do have here at the bottom, Gaia gateway activation, and you're an earth sign, Virgo, so you're naturally very connected to the earth. It says learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. Learning experiences and wisdom transmission is literally what we've been talking about, that Spirit has been doing for you. And I love how these two circular portals on each of these cards, that all of this has been happening so you could walk through that portal into the most abundant part of you, the most open, airy, light, free part of you, where you can express yourself freely. You can have open, this sounds weird how I'm saying, I don't mean like open relationships unless that's what your thing, but I mean like your relationships are open. You don't have to hide who you are or anything about yourself. You don't have to feel like you gotta fit some mold and like mimic other people to fit in, because you are someone who wants deep, meaningful relationships in your life on all fronts. But all of this, you've been asking why, and this is the why, to open this portal of your mind, of your heart, to get you in the perfect right frequency for where you've been asking to be and what's been divinely created and set up for you. I feel like rainbows could be a significant sign for someone listening, but also there's a call here, just as like a guidance, to spend more time outside, especially in meditation if you can, but to spend more time just sitting on the earth, just sit next to a tree and thank it for its energy exchange that it's giving with you, that it can help support you and give you that earthy energy back that you already encompass, that already lives within you, to help fill that up in you, to strengthen it. Yeah, there's a call to, I'm even getting like more earthy foods. Excuse me, I'm really moving a lot of energy like through my body. I'm like burping and my nose is stopped up now. Oh my gosh. And another circle. This is a new cycle for you. You're moving into a new cycle that's actually a portal that you've never been in before. It says the divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, God incidences. So please be on the lookout for, honestly, circles. Like it would need to be, I know it's everything is, there's lots of circles is what I'm trying to get at. But I mean, like, maybe it's a neon light in a bar or a restaurant or something. That's a circle. Or a lit up mirror. That's a circle. But it's telling me about the cycles, and you're starting a brand new cycle that you've never been in before. You're about to walk into a portal. Not all of these cards in this deck have circles on them, which is what's so crazy to me. A lot of them are doors, honestly. No, there's lots of different, this is wild. So the circle of life, cycles in our life, but you're definitely ending one and starting a new one. And this is something you can anticipate over the next 4 to 6 weeks, but really through the end of the year, because there's something new happening at the beginning of the year. I feel that very strongly. At the bottom here, we have Sword of Light. It says divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. Yes. If you haven't already done some kind of cord cutting ritual or prayed to your spiritual team to help you cut these energetic cords of people, places, and things that still, like maybe you're having dreams about people that you need to release. Maybe it's feeling bad or still having bad feelings about a situation that's ended. These are things that don't need to go with you in this new chapter. And so I would really encourage you to do whatever. Again, it comes back to that cleansing in the beginning. You're cleansing all of this old. So if you can fully cleanse your house, your space, in your car is what I'm getting, to really prepare yourself for this next chapter. You're not going to want to walk into this brand new portal with all this old baggage. And I feel like as I say this to you, it's like, yeah, of course. So it's just a reminder. It's a good, I feel like they're really pushing this. It's like on repeat in my head. So I would really encourage you to do that practice of cutting cords, cleansing, clearing energy, clearing clutter, throwing away letters that some ex wrote you 15 years ago. Like, no, we don't need this stuff. We can release these things. We can let them go. They don't need to go with us in this new chapter. Let's see here. And I do want to say, with that Sword of Light card, I always get really big Archangel Michael energy with that cord. Interesting. With that card. So call on him to help you cut cords. That's, one of his expertise. Meditate and connect with him more. I feel like that's coming through very strongly. There's a connection there for sure. There's definitely a connection with Archangel Michael that he would like for you to nurture more. And he wants to help you release all the old as you move into this new beginning, this new chapter. Let's just get you one final card. I'm going to do the Animal Oracle because I kind of intuitively feel that you have a connection with animals, maybe. So can we have a final card of encouragement that speaks to Virgo about their path ahead, or just a card of encouragement that speaks to Virgo? Please and thank you, Spirit. I want to thank you again for spending your precious time with me. And if you feel called to leave a comment, if you don't know what to say, you could just leave like a purple heart. You could leave a crow emoji. You could leave a circle because that keeps coming up in your reading. You could leave a rainbow emoji. Liking and subscribing and sharing, if you feel called, are just excellent ways to help build this channel. It encourages me. I am immensely grateful to you. So, final message for Virgo, please and thank you, Spirit. Final message that speaks to Virgo, encourages them on their path forward. Please and thank you, Spirit. Thank you. All right. I'm so excited to see what we got. Oh my gosh. Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Number 23. 23 also reduces to a 5. Massive change. And Eagle Spirit is so there's such a pureness. They're also a bird of prey, but there is such a clarity. They can see from such a higher perspective. I don't know, it's a divine energy, it's regal, it's also kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it's an intense energy. Eagles are an intense bird, but you can see so clearly now. You can see through the illusions. You can see where you need to land. You can discern what's beneath you, where you're going to land next. There's a clarity here, and Spirit has your back. You are protected. You've been guided through all of this. Yeah. I'd be really interested to see. There's something about the 23rd of December coming up. It'd be really interesting to see if anything comes up for you around that date. It could only be specific to one person, but it's coming through, so I want to honor that and voice it. And then at the bottom here, we have Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Look at that difference. And I think you need to hear that also, because this is, what's that saying? It's a sprint, not a marathon. I mean, the whole of your life is the marathon, but you're not running all your whole life in, one set. So balance. Take time out when you need it. Honor if you need rest. Weren't we saying that in the beginning of your reading? We were talking about cleansing and honoring yourself when you need space and time to reset. But you get back up and you do it again. You are protected and divinely guided. And, slow and steady wins the race. That's literally what it says at the bottom. That's what it says at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much, Virgo, for spending your precious time with me. If this reading resonated for you, please like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find that information at my website at theseaowl.com. You can email me. You can find me on pretty much every social media platform. I would love to connect with you. And more than anything, Virgo, please take excellent care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.